Hi everyone, 'tis the season to panic about what you're going to get everyone for Christmas. So, fear not, I've put together a pretty extensive Christmas gift guide for you all. There's a lot to get through, so we're going to just plough through it quite quickly. Links to everything in the description box and also to sort of various other options if I talk about that stuff. Alright, let's begin. I'm going to start with a couple of books. The book that I'm currently reading is this. This is by Donna Tartt and it's called The Secret History and it is absolutely amazing. I haven't finished it yet. I'm on page 361 of 500 and something. It is for a dedicated reader. Like it is a lot of words and a lot going on, and you know, it takes a lot of brain power. So totally amazing, really gripping story, but it does take some effort. So buy this for someone who reads a lot. For a more casual reader, here I have a book here. Casual reader slash, you know, intense reader, whatever. For people who read, basically. I have this book, it's called 147 Things, and it's by that very attractive chap there. His name is Jim Chapman. We have the same face. This book is basically, I spent an entire year writing this. I love it to pieces. There's a lot in there, 147 things in fact. Actually, there's a bonus one, 148 things. But it's kind of a chance to take a step back and reflect. So there's things in there that are massive and deep and meaningful, like about my experience with domestic abuse or losing a loved one. But there's also things that are, on the surface, quite sort of just amusing and don't have a great impact. But regardless, whether you're learning the big things or the small things, it's a chance for you to take a step back and reflect on life and realise that we are all the same. We're all living on this weird rock and, you know, life's changed a lot in the last 200,000 years for us and we're still the same species. And it's a chance to sort of take a step back and reflect on what's actually really, really important. So, very good read, super interesting, and actually I think very giftable too, because one of those things that you can start in the middle, you can start at the beginning, start at the end, any way you want to, and read it in whatever order. And there is genuinely something for everyone selling it to you. Buy it. Good. Let's do something techie next. Here I have the Apple Airpods, which are basically wireless earphones. Now I will caveat that I got these like a few weeks ago and they arrived and then I was given an Android phone. I've switched to Android. They don't work quite as well with Android as they do with Apple, but there is an Android equivalent. You can get either the Google Pixel Bud, which is very cool because it actually translates if you're in a different language, or you can get the Samsung Icon X, which has sort of internal storage. You don't even need your phone, but you just take them out of the case here, which is also the battery, and you pop them in your ears, and they connect to your phone automatically and instantly, and you've got all your music. It's really good. You've got like little touch things here so you can control everything. Super portable, super easy, and I think just sort of super cool. This is very cool. This is called 23andMe. And it's basically what it says here, a saliva collection kit, which sounds gross, but it's super fascinating. It's actually the second one of these I bought. I bought one recently, but had a really bad cold when it came and didn't want to do the swab and send it off and just like infect everyone. And then it's in this room somewhere, I'm sure, but I just cannot find it. So I had to buy another one so I can show you guys what it's all about. Basically, you send off your saliva swab and they tell you everything about yourself. They trace your genetics back as far as they'll go, so you can sort of find out who your ancestors were and what percentage of you is European or British, or I know Britain's in Europe, or like American or Asian or whatever, and it kind of tells you all that stuff. But it also tells you what diseases you may be susceptible to and what you're really strong against. It's just totally really fascinating, and for people who are into sort of knowing that sort of thing, a really cool gift. A really practical gift that I would actually really appreciate. I think people don't like buying this sort of stuff for people because it's not sort of a sexy thing to get, but it's super handy. This is the Mophie Power Station USBC XXL. And they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, these things. I got this one, for example, because it is USB-C and now everything runs on USB-C, and it also has enough battery to power a laptop for like an extra 14 hours, there we go, which is really handy because I work a lot from, you know, out and about, and if I haven't got my charger with me, I'm totally screwed. So this will charge your phone, your laptop, your tablet, whatever. You can get smaller ones, you can get bigger ones, but I just think it's a really practical gift that I would really appreciate. Actually, I've just opened it for the first time because it literally arrived 20 minutes ago. It's quite small. That's going to live in my backpack now, and it will charge my laptop for 14 hours. That is fascinating. How does it do that? So much juice. Here comes the dog, also in the festive spirit. So I've got my my Christmas teddy bear jumper on, and Martha has her little Christmas tree jumper on. She's a bit grumpy about it, a bit scroogey. She's been sitting behind me just like, I don't want to wear this. Tough luck. Oh, that's so cute. Hi. How about some alcohol? Here I have a whiskey that I really like called Hay Club. But I think with alcohol, it's quite nice to try something slightly new. If you know they like whiskey or gin or a particular type of drink, get them like a slightly different version of it. So I know Hay Club's one of my favourite whiskies, but I could maybe get something that's a bit smokier or a bit, you know, has something different. Because it's the sort of thing that if I were to buy a whiskey myself, I'd buy this one. I wouldn't necessarily buy something else. It gives you a chance to try something new without having to fork out yourself. So find out what alcohol they like and, you know, have a slight twist on it. Good Christmas idea. For the person that has every alcoholic beverage you can think of, how about like a nice cool ice mold type thing? So ice cubes are so 2015. Look at this, got this from Amazon and I got a set of 3 and they were like 15 quid or something. And it just makes drinks more interesting. So here I have a Jack shape, which is like, you know, funky. Now, this actually, in like a nice glass of whiskey, in a short glass, dash of whiskey, a big ice cube, it looks really kind of sexy and quite James Bondy, but actually it's much nicer than like a bunch of ice cubes. It makes a nicer noise in the glass, and also I feel like it melts better and slower and doesn't make it all watery. So I've got an ice Jack, I've got an ice sphere here. There we go, come on. Oop, there we go, caught it. And I also have a massive ice cube. And actually, when I've got friends over and we have like a drink or something, they're always blown away by this. It's just such a nice touch, I think. And here we go, the big ice cube thing. A gift here specifically for the boys. This one here is a beard trimmer, and it is the Philips Series 5000. To be honest, it's not about this one in particular. That being said, this one is my favourite. I've tried a lot doing what I do, and this one's just sort of super simple and easy. It doesn't have a touchscreen, it doesn't have a motorised thing that makes the head go up and down. It just clicks. And it does a really good job, and it's robust and it lasts a long time. Just another one of those gifts that guys won't necessarily want to buy themselves because it's a thing that you kind of need in your life but don't want to have to get. So for the guy that has everything, or the guy that you're not sure what to buy for and who has facial hair, good idea. Here I have a watch from Hugo Boss. Now if you follow me on Instagram, you will know this because I have not shut up about it, but I am actually the face of these watches and they are really, really stunning. Here I have the champagne-y face with the kind of the goldy colour bezel and then the brown strap, but you can get lighter faces, darker faces, you can get stainless steel, you can get black straps, you can get the what's called a Milanese strap, which is the sort of the chainmail type thing, and they are really stunning. And I think probably the closest you're going to get to the look of like a really beautiful Swiss-made luxury watch, but for much less money. I mean, they start at thousands of pounds, and I think this is like 120, I want to say. Again, link in the description box, but for someone, maybe it's their first watch, maybe they have a few watches and they want something that's a bit more timeless, this is a really, really great option. Again, different colours and things, link down there. This is very cool. This is a pair of scales by Fitbit. Now you can probably see they're a bit dirty. They live in my bathroom, and I often get on them with like wet feet, or I just brush my teeth and then, you know, water just drips on them. But they're really clever in that they link to the Fitbit app and they measure your body fat percentage, your BMI, your like the amount of water in your body and all sorts. Basically, if you're into fitness and you like to keep track of your body composition, it's really cool. And then on the app you get like a graph, and you can select what things are more important to you. So for example, I have body fat on mine against my weight. So ideally I want my weight to go up and my body fat to go down, and you can see that represented and you know how well you're doing. I think it's just a great way to stay on top of your goals. Also links really well to the Fitbit watch if you have one. I don't. You don't really need one if you don't want to. You just kind of weigh yourself and put it on the app. Let's talk about fashion for a moment. I haven't got anything specific to show you because I didn't really want to lead you astray. If you know specifically what that person wants, then get them that thing if it's in your budget and whatever. However, if not, my advice is to keep it quite simple and quite basic. I actually have had the experience where someone's bought me like a graphic t-shirt and gone, oh, it's amazing, it's like a really beautiful brand and it's really expensive and everything, but you don't like it, and it's really awkward because then you have to keep it in your wardrobe forever, and then they expect you to wear it and you're never going to. So to avoid that, keep it super simple unless you know exactly what they're going for, or get vouchers. Some people think that vouchers are lazy. I don't. I think it actually gives you, the person you're buying for, an opportunity to express themselves. That's what fashion's all about. So give them a chance to shop for the things they actually want. Similar rules apply when it comes to underwear. Here I have my underwear of choice. This is the Sunspell super low waist trunk. Now I'm not really into waistbands with names on them. I like to keep them super simple. Sunspell are a lovely brand. in that the quality of their cotton's beautiful and they fit really well for me. But I like them unbranded, just sort of plain and simple. I hate novelty underwear. As a general rule, I would be really annoyed if I received a novelty pair of socks or a novelty pair of pants. It would do my head in, I'd never wear them. So again, keep it really simple. I would recommend, if you're gonna get socks, there's a really cool brand called the London Sock Co, and they do gift sets. And again, socks are really handy, and so are pants. The things I don't want to buy myself, but have to. So, you know, get them for me instead. Another gadget here. Unfortunately, it's not working right now because the internet on my street is down, and this requires the internet. This is the Amazon Echo. Basically, you say her name's Alexa, and you ask her anything you want, and she will do her best to answer it. You can ask her for a joke, ask her to tell you the weather, the news, how far it's going to take you to get to your location. It links to your Amazon Prime account, so you can just buy things, you can play music, and you get two options. You get either this one, which has bigger speakers, or the smaller one, which has smaller speakers, but does otherwise exactly the same thing. If you're not really into the Amazon version, you can get the Google version, which is called Google Home. And again, you've got the same thing, a big one or a small one, but they both just live in your house. I use them a lot for timers. Mine's in my kitchen, and I just say, Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes. Look, she's gone red because there's no internet.
Like your Wi-Fi network isn't connected to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
Annoyingly, she's not working right now, but she's usually really, really good, and I wish I could show you properly. But they are great when your internet works. They're a really cool gift. And actually not super pricey. The small one I think is like 80 quid, and this big one's 150, I want to say. So they're, you know, they're spenny, but they're not super expensive. And I think for what it is, I would have thought it'd be much more than that. If you're really struggling to buy someone something, and you know, a product or a thing isn't going to cut it, I think Experiences is really cool. I went on a driving experience not long ago, and I was doing, on I forget what it's called now, the skid pan, where they make the track really wet and you turn off all the assisted controls on your car and you just kind of like skid around it, and it's so amazing. But you can get someone a trip to go paintballing or skydiving or just like an experience. I also think that now, I know that I'm really busy, and I know lots of other people are really busy as well, and time is something we don't have much of. So if you get someone a thing, you know, great, they've got a product they've got now, but they haven't, you know, got time to do anything with it. But if you get them like an experience, you know, you can go with them and you can have a bit of a bonding session, and it's just a really nice thing to do. Camera. Now, this camera here is very expensive, basically. This one is the Olympus Pen F, and it's like 1,200 quid. So if you're feeling particularly generous, great option. But again, this represents cameras in general. Now, cameras are so cool. Like, they do a lot of stuff, and you can get quite a compact thing. It doesn't cost a fortune. That ticks a lot of boxes. If you know specifically what they're after and they want you know, a camera in particular, then go for that one, obviously. But otherwise, you know, everyone at the moment is constantly filming themselves. It's my job. They're uploading things to the internet. They're taking shots of everything. And although you've got the camera on your phone, it's never as good. So a camera's a really good option. And then, you know, you're one step away from uploading it to the internet. All you have to do is put it in and edit it or something. I'll put links to some that have I think are kind of good all-rounders at various prices. So, you know, I think really if you're gonna get a good one, you're gonna start at maybe 200 quid, maybe 250 quid. So you might be priced out already, but if you want to spend a bit more, I'll start there and I'll work up the things that I think are really good for different levels. So, as it happened, that was the final thing I had to talk about, and then my doorbell went and my Christmas tree arrived, so I'm properly festive now. Thank you very much for watching this video. Again, all the links are down in the description box below to various things, and also I'm going to put a few other suggestions of different price points and stuff. I hope this helped, and I hope you are now feeling very festive. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and also leave me a comment, because, you know, it's Christmas and all that stuff. See you soon. Bye.